So a question from our viewers was, how do purposeful action videos help us? How do they help society in general? Well, here's the answer. Number one, no video can help anybody. People help themselves. And the way they help themselves is acquire knowledge, assimilate it, and then they put it into practice. That is the 3 steps they have to acquire. So what purposeful action videos are aimed at doing is providing you some knowledge which is based on the wisdom of the ages. These are the sages from the ages who brought us a great deal of wisdom. And we have extracted this wisdom and organized it into 4 simple principles. These 4 principles have been derived from the wisdom of the ages and incorporated into modern management practices. Simply stated, the 4 principles that you will learn in the series of purposeful action videos are, first, that you must act with purpose. And a series of videos define how to act with purpose and what is the meaning of that. The second principle explains that you must balance your actions with ethics. The third principle is to recognize that we are all bundles of desire, that we are driven by our desires, and there are 4 levels of desires basically, and we must know how to manage them and to evolve from the lower levels to the higher levels of desire. And the 4th principle states that we are all in it together. In other words, one must interact with the environment, with other travelers, so to make it more meaningful and make the world a better place than when we found it, and to act in a way to improve life for everyone. These are the basic concepts of purposeful action. Now one can actually express this in the form of a brook, of life as a journey in a river. And that is why we often have referred to purposeful action is like flowing in the brook. For example, life can be used as the flow of action. Without the flow of action, there is no life, just as without the flow of water, there is no river. You can take a cup of water from the river and put it on the table, and that is not a cup of the river, it's just a cup of water from the river. Only when water is in the river and it flows does the water body be referred to as a brook. So if you apply the 4 principles in the metaphor of the brook, you will find the first principle is your body. You act with your body, and that's your boat. The second principle is ethical balance, and this is represented by the 2 oars that you use to balance your boat. So these oars represent ethical balance, the giving and the taking. The third principle is your levels of desire, your reflection in the waters as it meets the currents of desire, which are represented by the currents in the water. That represents your motivation for your actions. And finally, there are other obstructions and distractions. There are travelers in the boat, there are trees and other environment. That's your environment in which you are riding, and you are affected by it. You're affected by the weather, you're affected by other boats. So one must know how to deal with them and navigate through obstructions and distractions to your ultimate destination, which is nirvana in a deeper sense, but it is the ocean, because all rivers and all brooks merge in the one ocean. So that is the way the metaphor relates to purposeful action. So the purpose of the videos, to summarize, is to explain this philosophy to you, because this affects your life. It affects your personal life and your career. And you can apply some of these things you learn to improve your life. So that's how it helps you to understand it, assimilate it, take what you want from the brook and from purposeful action, apply it, improve your life and benefit by it. Now if you want more information, I would recommend you read Masters of the Game, which is my latest book, or visit our website at purposefulaction.com.